Stormers v Sharks, 5 takeaways as Springboks star is visitors, one-man wrecking machine, while Sacha Feinberg-Mngomezulu flops again. Following the Sharks' impressive 30-19 triumph over the Stormers in their United Rugby Championship, URC derby at the DHL Stadium in Cape Town on Saturday, Planet Rugby picks out 5 takeaways from the thrilling action. The top line. The Stormers came into this fixture as the overwhelming favorites, as they were sitting pretty atop the URC table with 8 wins from as many matches, while the Sharks were languishing in 14th spot in the standings. It was a totally different matter, though, as the Durban-based outfit dominated from the outset and stunned the home fans when Jason Jenkins opened the scoring after just 5 minutes, with Jordan Hendricks adding the extras, before Damian Willems struck back with a try of his own shortly afterwards. Rookie Sharks speedster Jocko Williams then scored their second try, with Hendricks slotting the resulting conversion, and a penalty to give the visitors a 14-5 lead midway through the half. In the 22nd minute, Willems dotted down again, and Sacha Feinberg-Mngomezulu converted, which meant the match was evenly poised, with the Sharks leading 17-12 at halftime. The visitors started the second half in similar fashion to the first, when Fepsi Buthelezi dotted down soon after the restart, and the Sharks continued to hold an edge over the home side as the half progressed. The Sharks' dominance was rewarded when the outstanding Andre Esterhuizen went over for their 4th try in the 73rd minute, and although the Stormers were rewarded with a penalty try in the game-dying moments, it wasn't enough to secure the victory, and they had to settle for their first defeat in the competition for this season. Andre Esterhuizen leads the way for the Sharks. The Springboks attack coach Tony Brown described Esterhuizen as a one-man wrecking machine after several outstanding showings at test level in 2025, and he replicated what he did for the Boks in this match. The 31-year-old came to the fore with an exceptional all-round performance in this encounter, as he took the fight to URC's table toppers for the entire match and walked off the field as a deserved victor. From his excellent decision-making and calm leadership as captain, to his brilliance on attack, where he made a match-high 11 carries, and defense, which saw him putting in some big hits and a superb try-saving cover tackle on Stormers speedster Leland Zass, Esterhuizen did it all and emptied the tank for the full 80 minutes. And just like he did for the Boks last year, the hybrid player finished this match amongst the forwards when he shifted to the flank in the final quarter, and his efforts were rewarded when he scored a deserved try, which also secured a bonus point for the visitors. Sacha Feinberg-Mngomezulu flops again. Despite catching the eye with several outstanding performances for the Springboks in the international arena in recent seasons, the golden boy of South African rugby has not been able to replicate that form for the Stormers of late. Prior to this encounter, the Stormers had played 3 matches in 2026, against the Bulls in the URC, and the Investec Champions Cup fixtures against Harlequins and Leicester Tigers. Feinberg-Mngomezulu was amongst several Springboks in the Stormers camp who were rested for the defeat to Quins, but although he started in both victories against the Bulls and Leicester, he did not perform to his usual high standards in both those matches. It was a similar story against the Sharks, as the highly rated playmaker battled to get going, and although he gave his all to the cause, he flopped again. While he had some magical moments, it was another game where he seemed to try too hard at times, and his decision-making, especially as captain, proved costly in the grander scheme of things. Stormers' other Springboks also fall flat. Apart from their skipper on the day, Feinberg-Mngomezulu, the rest of the Stormers' Springboks contingent failed to deliver the goods in this clash, and that was a big reason for their defeat. In the backline, Willems combined well with Feinberg-Mngomezulu during the opening half, and the former was rewarded with a brace of tries, but he became less influential as the match progressed. It was a similar story for experienced campaigners like Warwick Gellant and Cobus Rianich, who showed flashes of brilliance. But those moments were few and far between, and both were also guilty of making several errors when under pressure. Amongst the forwards, it was a tough day at the office for the front row trio of Andre Hugo Venter, Ntuthuko Makunu, and Neithling Fouch. The latter duo battled in the scrums, which resulted in them being yanked off early in the second half, and it was a similar story for Venter, as he struggled to find his line-out jumpers, which also resulted in him being replaced after 55 minutes. Meanwhile, box lock and regular skipper Salman Moarat came off the bench in the 45th minute before being sin-binned shortly afterwards, but played no further part in this match, as he limped off in the 57th minute with Ruben van Heerden coming on to replace him. Sharks bench make a big impact. Sharks interim head coach J.P. Pietersen deserves plenty of credit for the way he used his replacements off the bench, as they made a big impact in this victory. There were some raised eyebrows when Springboks star Ox Enchi was named on the bench for this encounter, but it only took 30 minutes for him to be introduced at the expense of Fadu Ghanaian, and as expected, the 2023 Rugby World Cup winner made his presence felt in the scrums. It was a similar story for Vincent T. Shiduka, who replaced his brother Manu midway through the opening half, but put in a big shift either side of the ball and did brilliantly in the lineouts, where he proved disruptive on the Stormers' throw-ins. Meanwhile, Springboks skipper Sia Colisi and fellow international Grant Williams also brought plenty of energy to the visitors' cause during the second half, and their experience proved crucial in helping the Sharks to close out the game.